Okay, get this, folks. I'm sorry, but I've got to hit reality here. I've got to hit this phoniness with reality. Associated Press, August 23rd, 2011, 5 years ago. Headline: with CIA help, NYPD moves covertly in Muslim areas. AP, August 23rd, 2011. The CIA, according to AP, helped the NYPD monitor Muslims. Here is an excerpt from the story. A months-long investigation by the Associated Press has revealed that the NYPD operates far outside its borders and targets ethnic communities in ways that would run afoul of civil liberties rules if practiced by the federal government. And it does so with unprecedented help from the CIA in a partnership that has blurred the bright line between foreign and domestic spying. You want to hear more from this article? Well, here you go. Many of these operations were built with help from the CIA, which is prohibited from spying on Americans, but was instrumental in transforming the NYPD's intelligence unit. The AP reported that this started under George W. Bush, but it continued under Obama. And it was still going on when the AP discovered it and reported on it in 2011. This is the very program Ted Cruz is referencing. And look at this irrational reaction that seems to be coordinated and combined from every vantage point in this country, from Obama down in Argentina, comparing Cruz to the Castros, to the drive-by media, to others in the Republican Party. And I tell you again, the AP discovered and reported in 2011, August 23rd, CIA help, NYPD moves covertly in Muslim areas. The NYPD was doing what Ted Cruz is talking about. This is the program he was talking about. It is happening. Well, it was. It continued under Barack Hussein O. Let's go to the audio sound bites. Last night in Times Square, the mayor, Bill de Blasio, and the police commissioner, Bill Bratton, held a press conference talking about the city's preparations in the wake of the Belgium attacks. During the Q&A, a reporter said Senator Ted Cruz said today that in light of the Belgium terror attacks, the city should return to monitoring Muslim neighborhoods. Return. This is the program he was talking about. And here is what the mayor said.
I just have to say it's reprehensible. We have peace-loving, law-abiding Muslim Americans in neighborhoods all over New York City. To paint an entire community with that brush is absolutely counterproductive. It's immoral. It does not conform with American values.
Here we go again. These leftists keep talking about, that's not who we are. We are not being consistent with our values. Except, I don't know if de Blasio, you never know where his head is. He may not even know this happened. But I wish he did. I hope he does know it happened, and I hope he does know he's being hypocritical, and I hope he does know all of these people. Here's Bratton. This is the police commissioner. He hadn't been the same since they shut Elaine's, so you have to cut him some slack. Bratton then jumped in and said this.
The statements he made today is why he's not going to become president of this country, because we don't need a president that doesn't respect the values that form the foundation of this country. I take great offense at his characterization of that whole population, particularly with my intimacy with the population in my organization of Muslim officers who are willing to sacrifice their lives in foreign countries and every day step up willing to sacrifice their lives here.
Now, this really is thin, and it is transparent, and it's not believable. You guys all acting like an entire population has been targeted here, is being impugned. This is where, again, in the realm of common sense, none of this makes any sense. Who is it that blew up the World Trade Center in the Pentagon? Who is is it that attacked in Brussels? Who is it that attacked in Paris? And damn it, you better not say so. You had better not reference it. Because when you do, you are impugning an entire group of people. You are attacking, you are painting with a broad brush an entire religion. No, we're not. Just like you don't paint with a broad brush when you talk about any instance of crime and going after the perpetrators. But this seems to be a protected group for some reason. Now, I know, folks, I get it. I'm just raising the question here. I know you can answer the question yourself here, fill in the blanks. But it's still very curious. It's still really peculiar here. Here's more Cruz from CBS this morning, Nora O'Donnell. That program in New York, that was disbanded. They said it didn't lead to any leads and it didn't work.
It is true that the de Blasio political henchmen say that. And it's also true that the NYPD said it provided valuable intelligence. As I travel the city of New York and as I travel the country, police officers over and over again stop me and they say, thank you for standing up and having my back. If you look at the attack in Brussels, it's a direct result of the failed immigration policies in Europe that have allowed vast numbers of radical Islamic terrorists to come to Europe. And they've been ghettoized in neighborhoods that have become isolated, that have become separate, and they become incubators for radical Islamic terrorism.
That was Nora O'Donnell, a little snooty. I have news for you. That's not similar. I have news for you. These people are so focused with their hatred of Cruz, and you know what? He's violated. Nobody's supposed to talk about this program. Nobody's supposed to admit that it happened. So Cruz acknowledges the program happened. He wants to reinstitute it. And everybody that was responsible for that program had anything to do with it is trying to act like it never happened. And then when they acknowledge that it did, well, it didn't work. It didn't work. So all these people are guilty of everything they're accusing Cruz of being. They did it. They constructed the program. They implemented the program. They administered the program. They used the CIA to spy on these beloved neighborhoods. And here comes Ted Cruz bringing it up, and it's as though it never happened, and it's as though this guy is the worst reprobate that ever came down the pike. Here's more Ted Cruz in charge. You're painting one community with one brush.
No, I'm not. There's a difference between Islam and Islamism. Islamism commands that you either murder the infidels or you forcibly convert them. You wage jihad. And here's the consequence of President Obama and Hillary Clinton and Bill de Blasio refusing to acknowledge what we're fighting. You end up with policies that don't keep us safe. President Obama and Hillary Clinton both still support bringing tens of thousands of Syrian Muslim refugees to America. The first obligation of the president as commander-in-chief should be to keep America safe. I will apologize to nobody for how vigorous I will be as president, fighting radical Islamic terrorism, defeating ISIS.
Ted Cruz, that was Gayle King that said, you're painting one community with one. This is outrageous the way this is shaking out here, folks. And we'll be back. Don't go away.